Day 18, when you cannot go back. I'm Avery, and welcome to Daily Grace. This season, we are walking through a series called Trust, a steady return to God. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders settle for a moment. Let the pace of the day soften just a little. You do not have to rush into this moment, just arrive. Some seasons in life quietly close, not because we wanted them to, not because we were ready. They simply came to an end. Sometimes we realize it slowly. A conversation that once felt easy now feels distant. A place that once felt like home no longer holds the same warmth. A relationship changes. A path we once walked no longer exists the way it did before. Part of the difficulty is not just the loss. It is the quiet awareness that we cannot return to what once was. We cannot step back into the same moment. Life has moved forward, and so have we. There is a particular kind of grief that comes with that realization. The kind that whispers, I wish things could go back. I wish it could be the way it was before. But trust slowly grows when we begin to accept something honest about life. Some seasons are meant to close. Not every door remains open. Not every chapter continues. And accepting that truth does not mean the season did not matter. It does not mean the love was not real. It does not mean the memories lose their meaning. It simply means the story is continuing in a new direction. And sometimes trust grows right there, in the quiet space where we stop trying to return to the past. Scripture offers a steady reminder in Isaiah 43, verses 18 through 19. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. This is not a command to erase memory. It is an invitation to loosen our grip on what cannot be restored. Because when our eyes remain fixed only on what used to be, we often miss what God is gently doing now. God does not abandon us when seasons close. He remains steady in the movement of life itself. There was a small moment in my own life when this truth became very real. A place I once visited often had been part of an important season for me. It held conversations that mattered, moments of laughter, prayers whispered quietly, and for a long time it felt like a place I could always return to. One afternoon I passed by again. The building had changed. The people were different. The familiar rhythm was gone. I stood there for a moment, realizing something simple. That season had finished. It was not waiting for me to step back into it. And strangely, the realization was not only sad, it was peaceful, because I realized something else at the same time. God had not stayed behind in that old chapter. He had continued walking with me into the next one. We often think trust means believing that everything will stay the same. But trust with God looks different. Trust means believing that even when life moves forward, we are not left behind. God's steadiness does not depend on the season we are in. He was present in the past. He is present now. And He will be present in what comes next. Some of you listening today may be carrying a quiet longing to return to something. A relationship that once felt whole. A season of life that felt simpler. A place where your heart felt safe. And it is natural for the heart to remember those moments. Memory is not weakness. It is part of being human. But there is also a gentle freedom that comes when we stop trying to reopen doors that have already closed. Not because the past was unimportant, but because God continues to lead us forward. Trust grows when we allow life to move. When we release the quiet belief that everything meaningful belongs only to what is behind us, because God is not only the God of what was, He is also the God of what is unfolding right now. Even in places that feel unfamiliar, even in chapters we did not expect, even in moments where we quietly wonder what comes next, Trust does not require you to erase the past. It simply invites you to stand where you are, to let the past be honored, and to allow God to meet you in the present moment. There is space here, space for memory, space for grief, space for new beginnings that are still forming slowly. And God is steady in all of it. You do not have to go backwards to find Him. He is already here, walking with you in what is ahead. And trust can grow right there, one quiet step at a time. May you move through this day gently. May you remember that trust does not have to rush. God is steady, and you are still being held. Until next time, this is Avery.